Rig wise, I've up to the £13 because of the weed that I mentioned. Obviously, I don't want to risk, I don't want to do all the work and then risk losing them, knowing that the weed's out there as well. Because you can, I've done it before, thinking, trying to play with the finesse and thinner lines and all that. As soon as I know there's weed around, I don't want to take any chances. And that £13 ZFX is absolutely, honestly, so strong. I've had big old bolt battles with them before, got over the top of them, lifting it out, and it never breaks on me. So massive confidence in that. And like I said, touched on earlier, really, it's about, I'm trying to replicate these, mimic these little fly hatches going off. And this is exactly what these little barrels do for me. I was forever trimming down little bits of foam, whipping right up and all that. They took a lot of time. It's just, these are liners and these little barrels, not trying to sell it to you. It does what it says on the tin. It is literally as easy as tying on an hook. I knotless knot as well, just so there's not a strangulation knot down at the hook point. It's where down at the eye of the hook, sorry, because that's where the most pressure is going to go. So I do a knotless knot and then just slide this barrel up. You can have it as far up the shank of the hook as you want. I like to sit it just over me, knotless knot really. It grips all that knot tight. And then lastly, size 8 curve point hook, absolutely razor out the pack. No need to touch it up. And then I just literally blacken it off with the old jag pen. Burn it with a lighter just to dry it rapid, but don't do the hook point just because I don't want to have to run a lighter over that and get little bobbly bits of the pen. It'll bubble a little bit if you burn it too much, and I want that hook to be absolutely razor. And I actually quite like there's a little silver fleck there. It reminds me of maybe fry or what have you. When they're chasing the fry, just gives me that little bit of an edge. I think in my mind, could be so far from the truth, but it works. I've caught plenty of fish doing it. So down at the lead end, I've just got a standard lead clip, big 5-ounce lead. I always use as big a lead as I can get away with, just for that initial hook in really, and then it's down to me to set the hook on the strike. I've got a long anti-tangle sleeve, and I still put a little tiny bit of putty on them ridges there, because I believe it gives it, well, it does, I've tested it in the edge, it gives it that little bit of uplift, that bit of putty will just settle it down. It's enough to pull this down, and then if I get a fish that's coming over the top and sucking them up, that foam's going to fire up and be able to lift up rather than it be stranded. Don't want it all sat taut. I actually like this little bit of give in the zig so it can go up for obvious reasons. I just tie my 6-turn grinner knot, slide up the anti-tangle sleeve over the swivel, and ready to go.